Well, I've touched on this briefly, is that what works best on our series, what on our broadcast service and streaming are our factual or documentary series. And the ones that are really successful, that are very knowledge-based, like I said, on mathematics, physics, astronomy, material science, economics, are all presenter-led. And I always say, our presenters are not necessarily good-looking people. A lot of commercial channels will use really good-looking people because they look fabulous and they're young, and they're given script to read on site. And we don't do any of those. We look for people who are experts in their field, who've written 10 or 20 books on the subject. And usually the ones that are most successful are the ones that also either have worked as on-camera journalists, or they're author academics who teach at universities. And so they're used to standing in front of a classroom for an hour, and from their notes, they can speak extemporaneously on any part of their subject. And so you see the experts that we have, whether it's on mathematics or physics, are people, like almost all of them have written many books. They're experts in the field, but they've also had expertise, like in a university lecture form, of delivering extemporaneously. They can go on site, say to the pyramids of Egypt, and they can talk about a specific piece of history, and they might look at their notes, but just to remind them, and then they go ahead and they will talk for 2-3 minutes in a very engaging, to the camera, explaining what they've already written about over and over and over again. And they're able to connect to an audience that says, okay, good, I can't get in deep, but I really, they understand it. So, that's how I think the most successful ones of imparting knowledge in the forum is through documentary series, or they're called, the ones that are presenter-led tend to be called factual. I don't know why, it's a distinction, but it does have a limiting aspect that in some countries they don't like it, English speaking, but if you're English speaking, you'll hit many of the biggest markets in the world. So you make a decision, on that. And sometimes you can version them, like if you're going to sell them to European countries, you can version them without the expert, just only in voiceover. But always the body of the work has the imprint of that original academic writer. Like whether it's voiced by somebody else, it's based on the work of this person. So being an expert who can deliver extemporaneously, like in the classroom to a group of university students, to be one of those great teachers, works really, really well. And like I said, we've had Hannah Fry, these are UK people, Hannah Fry on mathematics, Jim Al-Khalili, astrophysics, Brian Cox, astronomy, Zoe Laughlin, material science, and Neil Ferguson, economics. Subjects that you can imagine. The show on physics and math, incredibly popular in prime time. Like really popular. Why? Because you sit there and it's for people that go, oh, I was terrible in math in high school. Perfect. This is for you. Because you know what? There are people that can describe concepts for you that you can put together in your head. You don't have to, pass a grade 9 exam. You can, it'll help you in some way understand your world.